I died on a Tuesday. Not actually, on paper. But the people on this list believed it. And what they did the moment they thought I was gone. That's what this is about. The list had 9 names on it. I printed it the night before. Black ink. 2 columns. Names on the left. What I expected each person to do. Written on the right. Before a single one of them arrived. I already knew what they'd do. I just needed them to do it in front of me. 2nd floor, across the street. Partial sightline to the entrance in the parking lot. Clipboard on my knee. The list. A red pencil. The service started at 11. I'd been in that room since 9. Nobody across the street knew I was watching. Cole arrived at 9:47. Dark jacket, no tie. He didn't go to the chairs. He didn't go to the casket. He walked straight to the funeral director and shook his hand. I watched the handshake from the window. Then I watched Cole open a folder. He had carried in under his arm. He brought a folder to my funeral. He had it ready, before the room was even open. I wrote his arrival time next to his name. Not a check mark. The time. Then I drew a small box around the name and put the pencil down. Cole was my business partner, named executor in the paperwork. Paperwork I drafted specifically so he'd believe he had legal standing the moment I was gone. He borrowed money from me 3 years ago. A real amount. Never in writing. He knew what the account held, and he knew the transfer window. And he came through that door with a folder already open and went through my arrangements before the first guest arrived. He spoke to the director twice before 11. 6 minutes total. The box around his name stayed. The others came in between 10:40 and 11. 6 of them. I marked each one as they entered. First man checked his watch twice before sitting. Check mark. Second went straight to the casket, stood there 40 seconds, left. Check mark. 2 women together, signed the guest book without reading it, sat in the back row, didn't speak. Check marks. Both. 5th stood near the door the entire service. Never sat. Left without signing. Question mark. 6th. I knew this one. He owed me nothing and I owed him nothing. He sat in the 3rd row alone. He didn't look at his phone. He looked at the casket. Check mark. Then I crossed it out and left the space blank. I didn't have a category for that. I'd built the column to sort people. This one didn't sort. I left the space blank and kept going. Then Mara pulled into the lot. I'd been watching the entrance for 6 minutes without a mark. Her car came in slow and stopped near the back. My sister. 2 years without a word between us. In my prediction column, I had written, approaches the entrance, does not enter, leaves in under 4 minutes. I had it down to the minute. She sat in the car for 3 minutes before she got out. Stood in the parking lot, looked at the entrance. One long look, not a glance. Looked at her phone, put it back in her pocket. Looked at the entrance again. Her hand came up once toward the door, and then dropped. 11 minutes. She stood there, and then she got back in the car. Never signed in. Never stepped inside. Never touched the door. I held the red pencil over her name, kept it there, put it back down. She sat in a parking lot for 11 minutes deciding something, then drove away and kept quiet about whatever she decided. She still has. The service cleared at 1. I crossed the street, chairs still in rows, casket closed, empty. A folded program on the floor near the back row, my name on the front. I picked it up and set it on the nearest chair. Then I saw the envelope. Last seat. Back row. Sealed. Set flat, not propped. Handwritten. My first name on the front. Not the estate, not the family. My name. The handwriting I recognized. Before I finished reading the name. It was Denny's. He wrote it by hand. He addressed it to me directly. Not the estate. Me. Denny was nobody important. Low-level contact. No access to the account. No information about the transfer, the asset, any of it. No angle. I had expected him not to show at all. He stayed until the venue staff asked him to leave. He was the only one who cried. I watched him from the window for an hour and 40 minutes, after the other guests had gone. He left the envelope on the chair, walked out, didn't look back. I picked it up, pressed my thumb along the sealed edge, turned it over once, slid it into my coat pocket, and left it there. That was the one thing I hadn't written a column for. I went back across the street, sat down, looked at the list. 7 names marked. Cole's box. 1 question mark. 2 blank lines. Mara and Denny. The system had a problem I hadn't accounted for. Cole's voicemail came in at 3:12. He called my number, the dead man's number. I watched the screen light up with his name, let it go to message, and played it back an hour later. I got 4 seconds in. Then I stopped it. Whatever he said into that phone, whatever he thought he needed to explain, I stopped it. I'd already heard enough to know what the folder was for. The account moved that evening. Not to Cole, not to anyone on the list. The window closed on my terms, not his. Whatever Cole planned to do with that folder, it didn't matter anymore. He crossed the line before the service opened. The box around his name was written before noon. I haven't resurfaced. The list is still on the table. The envelope is next to it. Still sealed. Still his handwriting. Still my name on the front. I haven't opened it. Cole's voicemail is still saved. 4 seconds played. I haven't gone back to it. 2 names with no marks. That told me more than the 7 that had them. The account is gone. The window is closed. That's all I needed to know.